What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for another Manchester City transfer update. It is our final Manchester City transfer update of the January winter transfer window. We will be back again in the summer, though, from June, daily Manchester City transfer updates, and that's shaping out to be a massive window for Manchester City. I will keep you up to date throughout the whole summer transfer window and all the news in between now and the summer transfer window for you guys to look forward to. So if you haven't already, please do subscribe to my channel, now less than 350 subscribers away from my goal of 34,000 subscribers. We do have plenty more City content to come, of course, for you guys to look forward to as well. Social media links, they're in the description if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter, Instagram and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. Also, don't forget as well to leave your thoughts in the comments below, and finally do leave a thumbs up. 300 likes is the aim. So we're going to start off with the outs. We're going to do a little roundup of what happened on transfer deadline day, and we saw developments on Joshua Wilson-Esbrand. Now, it was a very quiet January transfer window for City and a quiet transfer deadline day for Manchester City as well. We did see Joshua Wilson-Esbrand recalled by Manchester City from his loan at Stade Reims over in France. Peter O'Rourke was the man who broke that news yesterday afternoon and said he was set to sign for Cardiff City on loan. That was further clarified by BBC, saying that Wilson-Esbrand has been recalled by Manchester City and was set to sign for Cardiff City on loan. And then at 8 p.m. GMT, 3 hours before the deadline closed, we did see Joshua Wilson-Esbrand sign for Cardiff City on loan from Manchester City for the rest of the season. So I wanted to wish Josh the very best of luck there on his loan in South Wales. Now, got the very latest on Alfie Harrison as well. He was an expected transfer that we was expecting from transfer deadline day, and he has indeed now signed for Newcastle United from Manchester City. The fee could rise up to £3.5 million, slightly less than I think what Manchester City were hoping for, but they have managed to include a whopping 40% sell-on fee, which means Newcastle United, if at any point in the future they sell Alfie Harrison, Manchester City will get 40% of that sale, which is the same thing that happened with Morgan Rogers when we sold him to Middlesbrough. Manchester City included a 25% sell-on fee on that deal. He has since signed for Aston Villa from Middlesbrough on transfer deadline day, or the day before. I can't remember which date it was, but that transfer has gone through, and Man City will be getting a quarter of the initial upfront fee, as well as a quarter of all the bonuses included, which could rise to as much as £4 or £5 million there for Manchester City. So it's an excellent little way of getting extra money from a player if they do end up making it big and end up being a high important player who shows their calibre, which I'm sure that Morgan Rogers is more than capable of, and he's moved to Aston Villa, and Alfie Harrison's capable of in his move to Newcastle United and whatever the future does hold. So I do want to wish the very best of luck there to Alfie Harrison, who is now a Newcastle United player from Manchester City on a permanent basis. So moving on to the ins, we did have a new name come out on transfer deadline day. Comes in the form of Bastien Meupiyou. I hope I've said his name correctly. Plays for Nantes. So he's a 17-year-old centre-back. He's had interest in January from RC Lens over in France. That's according to Fabrice Hawkins. He says that in the summer, Manchester City and Tottenham Hotspur are both going to be interested in signing him. Interestingly, his contract runs until the summer of 2025, so if he doesn't sign a new deal between now and the summer window, then he would only have 12 months left on his contract, which is what is attracting interest from some of the biggest clubs in England. And I imagine that Manchester City, looking at his age, would be something that would appeal to Manchester City. Do we need centre-backs? No, I don't know. No figures have been put out there on how much Man City would be prepared to pay, and whether Man City see this more as a player on the cusp of the first team who would go into the academy initially, or whether they want to make a signing for the CFG or not. My initial instinct here is I feel like Man City's name's being put out here to boost up the price, to try and get his club, Nantes, to either offer more money in terms of a contract or try and get more money from another interested team like Tottenham Hotspur rather than Manchester City. But I will keep my eyes and ears open for that if there are any more developments on that. Now, moving on to the next story. 3 stories have come out this morning, including a huge update on Savio over at ESTAC Troyes, who's currently out on loan at Girona in Spain, having a fantastic season. 19-year-old attacker, plays predominantly on the left wing but can play on the right wing and as an attacking midfielder and as a striker as well. So he is an attacker. He's a Brazilian 19-year-old attacker, versatile. He's made 22 appearances in La Liga so far this season with Girona, getting 12 goal contributions, including 5 goals and 7 assists. So he's having a fantastic season, and that is what is attracting Manchester City. And Sam Lee has said that Manchester City are looking into the possibility of making this signing happen. Savio has already said that he would like a promotion. He would like to utilise the City Football Group. He says the aim of every player that comes to a club in the CFG is to end up at the biggest and most successful club in the City Football Group, which is Manchester City. He wants to move to Manchester City. Man City want to utilise the City Football Group here. The amount of players that are sent either out on loan or on a permanent basis to these clubs in the CFG is unbelievable. But on the exchange of that, Man City get first dibs if any of these players end up being absolutely fantastic, which is what Savio is doing right now on loan at Girona, which is what is attracting the interest in Manchester City. And it's the first time that we've had reliability put on this story. Man City are exploring the option to sign Savio from ESTAC Troyes, currently out on loan at Girona, in the summer. I'll keep my eyes and ears open for that one. Anyway, moving on, Sam Lee has continued to speak, and speaking about other players, got an update on Joshua Kimmich. Sam Lee has said that Manchester City are also contemplating making a move for Joshua Kimmich in the summer. Sam Lee does describe the transfer as complicated and difficult to make happen. He says that Savio is far more simple and straightforward in terms of a transfer and more doable for Manchester City to make happen, but Joshua Kimmich is a player of interest and is a player that Manchester City are exploring and having a look at. So there's 2 positions that Man City are looking at, either out wide in an attacking player and also through the middle in midfield in terms of Savio and also with Joshua Kimmich. Again, I'll keep my eyes and ears open if we do get any further developments on Joshua Kimmich. We've already had reliability from Germany saying City are interested in Joshua Kimmich. We're getting that now from sources close to Manchester City as well. Very interesting. Again, something for me to keep my eyes open as we head towards the summer transfer window. Now, moving on to the final transfer of this video, takes us on to an update on Jamal Musiala, and according to Sam Lee, he is another player that Manchester City are keeping an eye on. City aren't exploring this transfer right now, they're just keeping their eye on this. Man City are only interested in signing Musiala should he not sign a new deal at Bayern Munich, and I presume with Manchester City not exploring the option right now and not wanting to unsettle Musiala, probably is telling me that they may have had early talks with his camp and early indications, probably suggesting that he's going to stay at Bayern Munich, or if he doesn't stay at Bayern Munich, he's got his eyes on a move elsewhere that isn't at Manchester City. But if talks can happen and things can be put into people's heads, all of a sudden transfers do become very doable. But that is, again, another thing that Manchester City are keeping an eye on as we do leave the January transfer window in the past and we head towards the summer transfer window. As I said, it is going to be a huge summer for Manchester City, and Sam Lee giving some big updates there on what Man City may choose to do in that summer transfer window. So there we go. That has been my daily Manchester City transfer series, complete for the January transfer window, and I will be back again in the summer. So if you haven't already, please do subscribe to my channel, press that red button, press the bell, and put your push notifications on. I will keep you guys up to date every single step of the way with all the latest Manchester City transfer news here on YouTube. So if you haven't already, please do subscribe to my channel. Also, don't forget, social media links, they're in the description if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. Also, don't forget to leave a thumbs up. 300 likes is the aim. Also, don't forget to leave your thoughts in the comments below. And I will see you guys again real soon for the next Manchester City video. Over and out. Thanks for watching. Peace. Ciao for now.